I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 18th, 2015. While exit polls last night pointed to a very close election result between the Likud and Zionist Union parties, overnight in Israel, with the close to final tally of the votes, it became clear that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who heads the Likud party, is now the victor. Netanyahu ended up with 30 seats, the Zionist Union just 24. The Joint Arab List came in as the third largest party with 14 seats, Yesh Atid with 11, Kulanu with 10, and the Jewish Home with 8. Followed by Shas with 7 seats, United Torah Judaism with 6, Yisrael Beitenu with 6, and Meretz with 4 seats. Meanwhile, Zionist Union leader Isaac Herzog called Netanyahu this morning to congratulate the prime minister. Herzog told reporters afterwards, "The nation has had its say, and we have to respect that." Together with his wife Sarah, Netanyahu headed to the Western Wall in Jerusalem this morning, telling reporters that he was honored by the great responsibility the country had placed on his shoulders. He said, "I will do everything I can to ensure the welfare and security of every citizen of Israel." According to a statement released by Likud this morning, Netanyahu had already met with various party leaders and said that he intends to immediately begin forming a government, hoping to complete that mission in 2 to 3 weeks. The European Union congratulated the Prime Minister Day as well. Its foreign policy chief, Federica Mogherini, told Netanyahu that the EU was committed to working with the new Israeli government on, quote, a mutually beneficial relationship, as well as on the relaunch of the peace process. Last night, U.S. State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki said the U.S. is looking forward to working with whomever heads the next government in Israel, and congratulated the citizens of the country on the large turnout in yesterday's election, calling it another reminder of the, quote, vibrancy of Israel's democracy, and why the U.S. will remain firm in its commitment to the abiding partnership with Israel. Psaki said, "We look forward to working with the next Israeli government, including on our shared agreement for peace and security in the Middle East." Yesterday marked the 23rd anniversary of the terror attack on the Israeli embassy in Buenos Aires that left 29 people dead and injured over 240. On the afternoon of March the 17th of 1992, a suicide bomber drove a truck loaded with explosives into the corner of the embassy and detonated the bombs. Iran has been linked to both the embassy bombing and the bombing 2 years later of the AMIA Jewish Community Center in Buenos Aires that killed 85 people and injured 300. The last living relative of teenage diarist Anne Frank has died. Bernard Buddy Elias was Anne's first cousin and later became the guardian of her legacy. Elias served as president of the Anne Frank Funds in Basel, Switzerland from 1996 and helped found the Frank Family Center in Frankfurt, Germany in 2012. He spent much of his early childhood with Anne and last saw his cousin in 1938 when her family went into hiding from the Nazis. After World War II, Elias became a circus performer and actor. He died on Monday at the age of 89 at his home in Basel. He is survived by his wife, 2 sons, and 5 grandchildren. And turning now to our programming for tonight, Wednesday, March the 18th. At 9 tonight, in honor of the yahrzeit of former Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin this month, on March the 9th, a special l'chaim with Mark Golub, giving a historical overview of the last of the founding fathers of Israel. That's followed at 9:30 with Senior Vice President at the Shalem College in Jerusalem, Daniel Gordis, discussing Begin's contribution to the State of Israel, as detailed in his book, Menachem Begin, The Battle for Israel's Soul. That's from the Tikva Foundation in New York City. Then at 10:30, Israeli journalist and historian Avi Shilon discusses his book, Menachem Begin, A Life, on Eye on Israel with Shachar Azani. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 18th, 2015. I'm Teisha Bader.